Like, wow, I can't believe I actually was living that lifestyle that led me up to doing 4 years. It wasn't prison that helped me change, bro. It was understanding of the laws of karma, bro. And then I started to train people. I like training more than my actual job.
A lot of people reach out to me, ask me, how do they discover their purpose? What do you like to do? That simple. What is the secret to success?
You gotta be disciplined. That's the number one thing to reach any goal. Like right now, I feel like it's the easiest way to make money right now.
From the street life to prison life to evolving and elevating his life. Today's guest, Asim ibn Muhammad, also known as the fitness trucker, is a devoted father and wellness advocate with a transformative story. And now he dedicates his life to inspire others to live happier, healthy lives. Welcome to the Raw Success Podcast.
I appreciate you, bro. Thanks for having me on here, man.
I appreciate you coming through.
Bro, man, hold up. Before we get started, bro, I remember when we was on a phone call and you was telling me about this podcast. So to see that you actually got this going, man, I'm proud of you, bro.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. So you remember when it was just an idea?
Yeah, bro. I remember, like, we was over the phone talking about this.
Yes, yes.
To see that you got this going on, I'm definitely proud of you, bro.
I appreciate it. That really means a lot to me. And thank you for making time in your busy day. You have a whole bunch of stuff going on, which we're going to get into. So thank you for making the time for us.
No problem, man. Anytime, bro.
So let's get into who you are and what made you the person you are. Tell us some of your background.
All right. So as far as like the whole fitness and how that came about, back when I was young, my pops, he was a fitness trainer, but it wasn't like bodybuilding. Back during his days, it was more about combat style training. And I remember, like, it would be me, my brothers, my friends. He would go out with the Muslim brothers. We would go out to Weekway Park about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. And we used to be training, but it was like military style training. So I feel like that's where that part came about. Plus me being raised in a religious household, strict household, having to pray 5 times a day, fasting. So I feel like the discipline was already there in me. But once I got deterred, then went to the streets and ended up going to prison, which we probably going to talk about that later on, that's when I jumped into fitness. So I came home with a whole new mindset, but now I got that same discipline, that same strictness in me. So I pretty much just applied that to fitness, and it's been that ever since, bro.
How old were you around that time when you were going to Weekway Park?
I was about 6 years old, 6, 7 years old, doing push-ups. You know how they do the kids. The kids ain't gonna have to do the full routine, but because the kids did, the kids is definitely gonna be training and doing push-ups and squats and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's cool. There's I don't know if it's true or not. You being in the fitness industry, is it true that if a child starts to work out too early, it can stunt their growth?
From what I heard, as far as weight training, I think so, because their body haven't fully developed yet, and now they putting on muscle. But I feel like as far as with body weight training, because especially if you're going to be an athlete, if you think about it, right, all of the kids that's in a class, the ones that really stand out, I feel like now that I'm older, looking back, I think those are the ones who their parents was investing in them, getting them training, getting them. I mean, yeah, you have certain kids that just, automatically like stand out. But I feel like those be the ones who the parents be training and contacting coaches. Like, I want my kid to stand out amongst his peers. So I don't think it's gonna be bad as far as with body weight training and doing drills with athletes and stuff like that. Not at all.
Wow, I appreciate you sharing that. So how did you go from military style training at a young age, having this focus and discipline in this very spiritual household, to then the streets?
That's a really good question. And the reason why, because I hope that this answer could give parents an insight on how they raise their kids. But this is how I raise mine. When you so strict on your kids and you keeping them away from something, or you trying to keep them away from something, and you living in the U.S., America, bro, the minute you walk outside your door, everything is going against what the parents is actually teaching. So I was in a Muslim school. They got it designed to where you keep the boys over here, the girls over here. But, you know, kids are still going to do what they do. And I was in a Muslim school all the way until about 8th grade. Now, can you imagine somebody going through that and then they jump into high school or they jump into a public school? It's like a whole nother world. It's like a whole nother world. That peer pressure is straight different. So my mind goes like, yo, like this is fun for me, because my whole life I couldn't really, like, bro, I remember going with my pops, bro. We would go stay in a mosque for like 40 days. Like, I had that type of upbringing. So the minute I got into high school, that joint turned me out, bro. That joint turned me completely out. And I had that combat style training in me. So I never was afraid of fighting, bro. So once I realized that, these guys are not really tough. They tough because they with their gangs. So once I really peeped that, then that's when I jumped into the streets, bro. I was aggressive, bro. I wanted to take what I wanted, bro, because my parents, bro, they wasn't gonna buy me things I wanted. You know what I mean? So I just had that in me, bro. And when I really reflect back on it, I'm like, wow. Like, I try to think about like what happened, bro. Like where did I go left at? And that's what it is. Like, your parents, you gotta have a balance. You gotta have a balance when it comes to raising your kids. My pops was in the streets, drugs, bro. So Islam is what changed his life. So he gave everything to Islam, like hard body, speaking Arabic. Like, he was one of those, bro. So that's who I came from. So I feel like he used Islam to bring people to the righteous way. That in me, I use health. Like, I go hard just like him, but it's just on the health. His is with Islam, religion, and going full force with it.
Wow. Me also, you know, being from the streets and having a transformation in my life, a lot of mothers ask me, like, yo, True, I got a son, he's wilding, da da da. You know, what do you suggest? What can I do? I want to save my son's life. And one of the things the first thing that I tell them is, I love where I'm from. I'm from Patterson, 10th Avenue, East 23rd. I love where I'm from, like, for real. However, like, look, if you want to save your son's life, the easiest and fastest thing you probably should do is take him outside of the environment. If a mother comes to you pleading about their child, their son, how would you answer that?
I would definitely tell him, because I look at the way, I don't want to say the way I ended, because I'm still going, and the way my brother, we had the same mother, fathers was different. The foundation, bro. I feel like that's what drew me back in. So I feel like, because you have some people who, they may not be in position to take their kids out the area. Like, some people just like, that's like, it is what it is for them. So I would say definitely strive to try to at least get out their environment, but most importantly, work on the foundation. Got to plant them seeds, because if you don't plant them seeds and the kid get up here, then that's when it's harder to try to. But when you plant them seeds and the kids know, like, all right, listen, I may not be praying 5 times a day, but I know that there's a God. So you start to become God-fearing. So that's what I would say. You got to plant them seeds and try to do your best to get out the environment and keep your kids active. Because when your kids are not active, when they get bored, that's when they start to look for trouble. They go into the streets. But if you're keeping them doing basketball, doing football, then once school is over, then that's what they're doing. So they start to have goals for, I want to be the nicest on my team. Like, those become their goals instead of sitting at home watching rap videos, and their goals become, I want the jewelry, I'm trying to be a drug dealer. The goals change, because that basketball playing kid, his mind is the NBA. So you got to keep your kids busy and do your best. You really got to do your best, because parents come home tired. They ain't got the time to give that to the kids. So you still got to sacrifice.
Yeah. That's why I think that a lot of us are raising children in an unnatural way. And the reason why I say that, I mean, it's already a given, right? The single parent household thing, that's unnatural. The other thing is too, we were designed to be raised like the African proverb, in a village. So nowadays you have parents, like a mom or even a father, or even both, doing everything on their own. And we weren't designed like that. We were designed to be raised in a village, in a community where everybody is helping out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like going against the grain.
Right. It's everything is tougher. And when anything is unnatural, just like the foods, and I'm sure you'll get into that more, there's going to be a negative side effect. So when we're raising children in an unnatural way, in an unnatural environment, there's going to be negative side effects. And we as a community, we've come a long way with the resources that we have, making the best. And so I'm also, we have a long way to go, but I'm also proud and inspired by the way our community is elevating and still growing, given everything that we've been through as a people.
That just goes to show you like how amazing we are, because can you imagine if we were doing the things that we should be doing, we'd be thriving. So when you going against the grain and still finding a way to thrive, that's amazing. That goes to show you like how powerful the mind is.
So take us to you catch a charge. What happened? Walk us through that whole journey of how you ended up facing 4 years.
4 years, bro. Just thinking about that. At the age I'm at right now, it's like, wow, I can't believe I actually was living that lifestyle that led me up to doing 4 years. At that time, I was at a stage in my life where committing crimes was like a natural thing for me. Like, it wasn't hard to do. Like, I was about 20 years old at that time. I actually first started committing crimes and running the streets when I was 15. So can you imagine 5 years of somebody in the streets? It's just a prime example. Somebody doing pull-ups for 5 years, they're going to be a beast. So when you in the streets for 5 years, and so that was actually my third charge I caught. That story is wild, because I was actually leaving work, bro. I was leaving work that day, bro. A friend of mine, he kept calling me. I was working in Whole Foods in Montclair at the time, bro. I was working 2 p.m. to the 10:30 shift. Guy kept calling me. I'm like, nah, man. This guy kept calling me, so I eventually answered the phone for this guy. He said, yo, man, I got some girls over that's in the East Orange area. They trying to chill. What's up? I'm like, bro, I ain't even got no bread. I didn't have no bread. I'm like, nah, man. He like, bro, don't worry about it. I got you, bro. So I falls into the Satan trap, right? We goes over there. We chilling with these chicks. I gets over there just to realize that these chicks was young. Like, they was more for him. He needed to ride, right? So he gets me to give him the ride. So I go over there. We chill for a little bit. Then I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, yo, let's go to Times Square. It's Times Square. I ain't got no bread, bro. What are we doing going to Times Square? Right? So we goes over to Times Square. It was about 4 of us. And the guy that got me to give him the ride, for some reason, he always wanted to act tough. Like, I was like so I was his older sister boyfriend. So he wanted to always put on that tough guy image. So we out there, he gets into a fight with some guy out there. He ends up getting beat on. I jumped in, we all jumped this guy. It wasn't even what I normally do. Like, that's not what I do, but it just, that situation occurred and that ended up happening. Somebody seen what happened, they call the police. Police come. This guy ends up turning into a full-blown rat, bro. A full-blown rat, bro. Not just ratting, but lying, trying to get himself out of the situation. So, yeah, bro, we end up having to do 4 years for that. It was a fight. But that's what really helped me change, because I'm like, 4 years for that? Like, nah, it's 4 years for what I was doing that I didn't get caught for. And that's what helped me change. A lot of people think it wasn't prison that helped me change, bro. It was understanding the laws of karma, bro. Like, because if it wasn't for that, bro, me having the mindset that I have now, knowing that all these guys is out here, they not focused because they hide, like, I would have my way with them, bro. Like, the discipline I got, like, the strength I got, bro. But it was knowing that whatever you do, it comes back. The energy that you put out, that's what's going to come back to you, bro. So when I started to adapt that mindset, I was like, nah, man, it's not about not getting caught. You're going to get caught. You're going to get caught regardless if nobody sees you. The universe sees you, bro. The energy sees you, and that's what's going to return back every time.
Wow, that's powerful. And, you know, it was crazy, too, for me that it damn near gave me the chills is, so Culture, right, who's a good friend of mine, we grew up together. He's normally here sometime taking pictures. He's a photographer. Him and I got into a fight in Times Square, right? Wow. Yeah, on New Year's Eve or whatever it is, right? So make a long story short, little scuffle, not a big thing. And we made it up out of there. So as I'm listening to you, because I never knew that,
yeah,
I was like, wow. Like, not even thinking that I could have did 4 years.
Times Square, bro. Times Square.
You know what I mean? The situation behind that was kind of crazy. Like, we, you know, everybody drunk, wilding, and, you know, we were called the N-word. So you already know we had to show and prove.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just thinking, like, listening to you, like, wow, we could have got locked up for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Or more.
4 years, bro. To me, it was just a fight, but.
So you discovered fitness while you were locked up.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
It
was prior to prison, but that's where it just blossomed. Like, it really blossomed. Yeah, that came about because, like I said, I got locked up at Times Square, but I'm from Jersey. They're not gonna send you to a prison in Jersey. They send you to a prison that's in the New York State. They sent me almost by Canada. I was about 8 hours away from home. So I don't, like, this is not my turf at all. I don't know nobody. I'm locked up with people from Buffalo, Rochester, Canada, the city. So I'm like, you know what? You automatically go back to your foundation. That's why I was saying the foundation is where it starts from. My foundation is praying. I jumped right into prayer, bro. I prayed to God. I said, listen, make this time go by as fast as possible. Bro, like, I need this because, I mean, 4 years is still a lot of time. But back then, I'm thinking like, yo, this is forever. And just out of nowhere, fitness is what turned up for me because I started working out once a day, then twice a day because I'm noticing like, oh, these days is flying. Now, my mind is not on the time. My mind is on eating. My mind is on working out. My mind is on resting. So I kind of feel like that's what God gave me to help make my time go by. Fitness and training and working out.
Yeah, it goes back to what you said about mothers and children, about keeping them active. So,
yeah,
you know, I don't want to speculate or assume, did the working out also keep you away from foolishness and getting into trouble while you were locked up?
Absolutely, because once you start working out, now you have a goal. And if you think about it, the reason why people get into trouble because they don't have no goals for themselves. So once I had a goal, now you start to create a plan. So now your days become based on your plan. Your days become to reach that goal. So you stay out of a whole lot of BS. You stay out of gambling because the real problems in prison, either they stem from gambling, they stem from stealing. But if you on your fitness path, you sticking to your plan, that's now it just like out here, you start to attract people that's just like you. Then y'all start to build each other. Because when I went in there, my goal was, I ain't messing with no gangs. I wasn't even going to mess with the Muslims because I'm thinking Muslims is just like a gang. I'm like, bro, I'm going to just go to Friday prayer. I'm coming back to my cell. I'm working out and that's it. But the more you do that, you attract more people that just like that. Then that's when I realized, like, oh, like there is some good people in here. And yeah, fitness that's what it was for me. 2 times, bro, I was turning like all the way out. Like
it seems like some people won't survive without joining a gang. And there's even like people that say like you can't, even be in prison and be neutral.
You can, bro. You see, people in prison, they know who to try, bro. They know, like, your energy, bro. Your energy is what people read. Cause like I'm saying, like, yo, you learn how to read people. As long as you not, bro, I didn't have no fight in prison at all. And I ended up becoming the head security to the Muslim community. So you would think, because it's the way that you move. The way that you move, you ain't gonna have no now. If you don't know how to move, you end up chilling with guys that's gonna end up doing dirt, then that pulls you in. But if you know how to move, bro, you can be neutral, you can be by yourself. Yeah, there's guys in there, but they don't develop that until after they already done been through a lot of stuff. God just blessed me with the ability to know how to move just from being me.
And if you can describe what is knowing how to move, and is that applicable to your everyday life or to someone that's home?
Absolutely. Like, you got to have a plan, and that's where it all stems from. Because when you have a plan, now you're moving based off your plan. But when you don't have a plan, now you just in there just trying to do anything to make time go by. That's why people fight. People like, yo, man, so people want to catch wreck on people. Like, yo, if I could, like, yo, let's pick on a new herb, you know what I mean? So that's what they do but yeah, you can. So as far as like staying to yourself, you praying, exercising, you reading, you playing chess, and that's really it, bro.
Yeah, and
like, you got to stay away from the gambling. That's the number one thing that people get cut, stabbed, killed over in gangs, bro. The gangs and gambling, because you can be in a gang and you could be a righteous person. You thinking that's the plan. But if your homie is doing some BS, what's the point of you keeping your nose clean if he gonna dirty it for you? You get pulled right into that. So the gangs, you gotta cut the gangs loose. Have like a goal, bro. My pops told me, he said, listen, now you in here for 4 years. This is now your college. So do what you can do to learn how to better yourself. And that was the plan.
So you're home, right? You come home, and I know a lot of people who they come home ripped. They come home with all this weight on them.
Fall off.
Right? They fall off. What kept you consistent?
You want to know what it was for me? Can you imagine working out 2 times a day for almost 4 years? Now it's a habit. It becomes hard for me to not work out. I feel like I'm missing something. And if that's what kept me on point when I was in there, why is it going to change out here? When I was just talking to one of my peoples, I said, yo, I remember I used to be at the bus stop with the Quran in my hand. Like, when I first came home, I was one of those. Like, when I first started, like all of my homeboys, they wasn't into training. They wasn't into working out. So I used to go to the gym by myself, come home. This is way before I met y'all. I was just focused. Like, my plan was to land a job, because I'm hearing, yo, it's going to be hard to find a job. So my plan becomes, like, yo, I got to get a job. So now I'm living according to that, going down to welfare. When you first come home, you qualify for food stamps, cash. So I'm going through that process, which is a whole nother story. They don't want you to have that. So, they're going. But my goal was to find a job, because when I first came home, my baby mother, she dropped my son off, said, hey, it's your turn for the next 4 years.
Oh, so wait a minute.
The day I came home, I didn't have no job. I didn't have no clothes. I didn't, like I'm living with my family. So if your goal ain't to land a job, then, you know what I mean? So that's what kept me on a fitness path, because that was the only thing I was doing. I'm like, yo, fitness worked for me when I was in prison. It's going to work for me out here.
Wow. So before you went in, you had a child?
Yes. He was 3 years old.
When you went in?
He was 3 years old.
So when you come home, he's 7?
I came home the day before his birthday.
Wow.
Yeah.
what was that like, seeing your son after 4 years of not being in his life?
Bro, it was like, this is real. Like, this is real, because I would have his picture on the inside of my locker. You know, you got to go in your locker multiple times a day to go for your food, your clothes. So that also kept me focused. I'm like, I'm not going to let nothing in here stop me from getting back to my son. So to finally get back to my son, that was like, yo, this is like a dream come true. Bro, I've met people in prison that only had to do a 1 to 3, and I end up meeting them on their 11th year from all the problems and because once you get into a fight, that's a whole new charge. You cut somebody, that's a whole new charge. So my goal is get home. So when I finally got home to my son, bro, the day before his birthday at that. So when my BM like, hey, it's your turn for the next 4 years, I'm not sure if she wanted that I'm like, let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. I'm going to land me a job. I'm going to do the right thing. Because some people, they struggle with not going back to the streets because they don't know how to change. They don't know how to change their environment. Bro, I didn't connect with none of my boys for a minute, bro. They would contact my sister like, yo, like what's up? How's he doing? I said, yo, she telling like, listen, he's not trying to be bothered. You know what I mean? He ain't trying to. So they felt the way. I'm like, listen, like, it ain't got nothing to do with that. I have a plan. Like, y'all been out here. You know what I mean? Like, and even if y'all do give me some money, like, I want my own money. So I cut everybody off, bro. I was cutting everybody off. It was me and my son. I'm taking him to school, backing him off to school. While he's at school, I'm out job hunting, catching the bus, Quran in my hand. You know what I mean? Reading. And that's what it was.
One thing that I hear consistent in your story is, so you had this amazing foundation that gave you a set of values and principles, right? And it's interesting you say that. When I talk to my children, right? I have 5 children. One of the things that I tell them, right? I tell them that their mind is a toolbox. And so I'll teach them something and I'll say, this is just something for your toolbox that you can choose to use.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So you were given a lot of these powerful tools and you deviated from the path. Okay. Then when you went in there, you went back in your toolbox and said, I got a set of tools, started to use them. So what I hear in your story is a plan and purpose. You know, your son inspiring you, he gave you a purpose to stay on the right path. Exactly. And you cultivated a plan. So it wasn't just a purpose backed with nothing, or I would say like an idea backed with nothing. You had a plan to manifest that. And you understood the rules of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, you know, on this podcast, we like to highlight what makes someone successful. And that's what I hear in your story.
Yeah, the couple of things I always tell people is discipline and sacrifice. Discipline, for those who got discipline nowadays, bro, people like, you're going to stand out easily amongst the people now. Social media got people washed, bro. So I tell people now, discipline yourself. Learn discipline. That's the number one thing to reach any goal. You got to be disciplined.
And how does one cultivate discipline?
It starts with one of my friends' wives. Like, they ask me like, yo, how you get so disciplined? It's just like a muscle. It's just like a muscle. You gotta start with the small things. It can be as simple as, I'm not going to sleep until I drink 8 cups of water a day. And you do not go to sleep. You do not go to sleep. Like, these challenges that me and Reef used to be doing, the 100 push-ups a day, it be times where I doze up, I wake up, it's 11:30 p.m. I got to get my 100 in. It's only 100 push-ups, so you don't pay no mind. But then you end up falling asleep, and now you got 30 minutes to, you know what I mean? So do not go to sleep until you drink them 8 cups of water. And the more you do that every day, you start to build confidence. Because now you're like, well, I got it. And that's really what it's about, the confidence, bro. Once you now you start to step out. And once you develop that muscle, now you can start to lift heavier things, which in this turn would be the
manifesting different goals.
Exactly.
And for me, right, because I also get that people ask me and get complimented the same way about my discipline. You know, the interesting thing is that I see myself as I'm just living my life. Like, to me, it's not even discipline. I would say a major, and tell me if this exists for you, a major motivation for me is my word. Yeah. Like, bro, when I don't keep my word, bro.
Exactly, bro.
Like, I feel weak. I feel like a sucker. Like, you know, and I'm not saying I'm 100% perfect. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, I feel like a sucker, bro. Like, I feel weak. It bothers me. So when I see people, when they say they're going to do something and they don't do it, and they're cool with it. And I'm like, how?
That would eat me, bro.
Me too.
That would eat me. And that's what it is, bro, is keeping your word. And you know, people, they see all these challenges I do. They don't understand, right? I put the challenges on social media because now I just gave you my word. So now I have to do it. But if I didn't post it, I didn't commit to it. So that's why I put it out there. Like people like, yo, you doing all these wild challenges. I'm doing it because now I'm giving social media my word that I'm going to do 500 reps a day for the next month. And I'm not going to sleep until I do it.
Yeah, I call that action accountability. You know, when I dropped my book, I thanked a few people, right? There was a few people, because I announced it online, like, yo, I'm dropping my book. And let me just say, for the people, I didn't make a live line. Like, bro, I pushed back the date like 5 times. You understand? Because life happened. But people were like, yo, what's up with the book? When you dropping the book?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, I'm on it. Like, so some people say don't share your goals with people. That's some people's philosophy. Don't share your goals with people. My philosophy is I'm sharing the goals with everyone. Yeah. I'm doing this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how you, to me, in my opinion, and how I go about it, that's how you build discipline.
That's right.
You keep your word.
Yeah, you hold yourself accountable, and you develop an environment where others will hold you accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you're home, you're looking for a job, and I know you as an entrepreneur, as a fitness trainer. So somewhere down the journey, you became a fitness trainer. Walk us down that path and how you became an entrepreneur and a trainer, and now the fit trucker.
Yeah, wow. Truthfully, it all started from social media. Like, when I first came home, like I said, I was isolated. I'm doing my own thing. Then I started to open up a little bit. My friend, he said, yo, listen, you got to create an Instagram. I'm like, Instagram? What's that? He said, yo, what you doing is crazy. Just record it and put it on Instagram. To me, it wasn't crazy. To me, it was just regular stuff. So he took my phone and created my first Instagram page, bro. He created my page.
What is your Instagram, by the way?
Right now, it's The Real Beneficial. Back then, I believe it was Beneficial Fitness, but right now it's The Real Beneficial.
Dope.
So he created my Instagram page for me. He said, yo, just keep doing what you're doing, but post it. And just like I said, to me, it's normal, but the response I was getting from people is like, yo, you be wilding, yo. You doing all this flipping and all this crazy stuff.
Handstands.
Now, when I look back at it, is attractive. So that's what's going to draw people in. To me, I'm just doing me. So, you know, the more you start to build up a buzz, more people think just because you know how to work out, you know how to train people. And that's not true. Because I know how to train me, but learning how to train somebody is completely different. So my clientele for people that want to train started to grow and grow and grow. And once I had found a job, I was working a job from 7 a.m. to about 3:30 p.m. And then I started to train people. And I'm like, I realized, like, I like this more than my job. You know what I mean? This thing right here, like, I feel like I can do this full time.
Don't lose your thought. A lot of people reach out to me, ask me, how do they discover their purpose? And that's a big sign right there. What do you like to do? That simple.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you. Just wanted to highlight that.
Absolutely. I realized that I like training more than my actual job. And even when I would go to my actual job, they would ask me about health tips. Everything just started to become about fitness, bro.
Well, what's dope about you, too, is that you look the part. A lot of fitness trainers don't look the part.
They don't look
Like you look the part, and I worked out with you, and I've seen you train people. You be working out with the people.
Exactly.
You have like this unlimited amount of energy.
Bro.
You don't just sit back with a cup of coffee. Nothing against coffee. Sit back with a cup of coffee, pointing people. You're doing, your shirt is off, and you're working out with the person.
Absolutely, bro.
Or the group.
Yeah, absolutely. And it started there. It's
just like, yo, I like this.
yeah, like, bro, it went from I like this to I love this. Like, now it becomes, how can this become a full-time and a job become a part-time thing? So once the clientele started building up, I started to read a book. The name was, I forget the word for word name, but it was what to do before you quit your job. So the guy said you got to save about 6 months of income and then you branch off. And that's what I did. I was working at Amazon back then, and I was training people. On
the side?
Yep. I saved up about $15,000. I was like, you know what? Now's the time.
And that's another thing that I would say your discipline helped you do. A lot of people have issues with saving. Some people, they just don't have the resources to save money, right? So
yeah.
But you sacrificed and saved your money. That within itself is an amazing discipline. How old were you?
This was 2018. I believe I was like 22.
Okay.
About 22 to me.
Don't lose your thought. So I want to backtrack about something really quick. You mentioned that if someone has discipline, they have, and I'm paraphrasing, a competitive advantage.
Absolutely.
Can you expound on that? Why?
The reason why, because right now, for example, you got the OnlyFans where people, like right now, I feel like it's the easiest way to make money right now. But when things crash or when things get too advanced, or like just when people fall off, it boils down to who got discipline. Who's gonna be able to get back on their feet? The person that got discipline, he's gonna be able to get back up and keep thriving, versus people that then got so comfortable because social media, it pacifies people, it weakens people, bro. It really do. It really weakens people, and they start to lose discipline.
Yeah,
the AI wave, bro. Now it comes to the point where I don't even want to like captions. You go right to AI, it create the caption. So if that was the crash, if that was the fall off, or something happened, you got to have discipline to, all right, now it's time to get my business back going.
Yeah. In addition to that, I think, and this is from my own experience, battling myself as well as observing others, people too caught up in their feelings. Now, let me say this. I just mentioned that part of success was you having a feeling like, I like to do this. I love to do this. Mm-hmm. So feelings are signposts. However, someone can also let their feelings or allow their feelings to misguide them. So they won't do something because they don't feel like it.
Exactly.
They won't get up and work. You know how many times, bro, I sat in a parking lot in front of the gym for like 10 minutes. Sometimes I'll even take a nap for 10 minutes. And I'm like, man, I do not feel like working out today. However, if my schedule says Tuesday is workout, I'm going in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I listen to my feelings, if I allow my feelings to lead, then, man, there's so much I wouldn't have done.
Exactly.
So there's this I would say dance between knowing when your feelings, when to acknowledge your feelings and act on those feelings, and when to ignore them and say, shut up, I'm doing this. How are you able to discern the difference between your feelings?
Truthfully, bro, with that, it boils down to, what it is, bro. If you're being lazy. If it's time to move. Deep down inside, I don't feel like training today. You know what I mean? Like, oh man, something that got the best of me when I was at work, and now you carrying that into the way you feel. When you're being lazy. That feeling. And if you don't know that feeling, it's either you fronting because you know it. Like that's an inner thing. That's an inner thing that you have to listen to. You gotta listen to, like, you know what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And people fall victim to being lazy.
I agree, and I'll tell everybody out there, listen, if you develop the ability and that inner reflection to know, you know what, I don't feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it anyway, you will feel so much better. Bro. And a lot of times, those just to use the workout, those are the best workouts.
It always end up being the best workouts. Yeah. Like, I still haven't figured out why that part, but for some reason, the workouts that you go against the feeling and force yourself, they always end up being the best workouts.
Yeah.
The pump be crazy. You end up doing more than you plan to do.
And perform better. Exactly.
Like,
more and better.
Exactly.
So back to you developing your business. So you have this feeling, you know what, I really like to do this. As a matter of fact, I love to do this. You're working at Amazon and you saved up $15,000 worth, basically your expenses in life. Mm-hmm. Then what?
I jumped into full-time training mode. Like, things was good. Social media was clucking, like how people say. I'm selling programs. So I feel like the reason why a lot of trainers crash because they only train. But for me at that time, I'm training, selling products, smoothies, programs, meal plans for people that want customized meal plans. Let's go. I got the time. So I was going great. Then COVID came, bro. COVID came, and that's where, you know what I mean? But up until that, bro, it was amazing, bro. I was thriving. I was making great money. I got clients in the Weehawken area paying top to what so I'm not the type of guy that's going to train only here. No, if my peoples in North can't afford the prices, then I'm going to work with them. You got to charge according to the environment.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, bro, I was training. Things was going amazing. And then COVID came, bro. That's when COVID took a serious turn in my business for me, bro.
Before we take it there, I know so many trainers that tried to do this full time. What made you successful to have the ability to do this full time? Like, what? Bro. What made you stand out?
It boils down to sacrifice and discipline. That's what it really is. Discipline. You got to be disciplined so you have the things that you want to do, then the things that you need to do. If we can tap into the bag of, I'm about to do what I need to do, you're going to always be straight, bro. It got to a point to where I started to learn, like, what's working? Like, why is it working? Social media, it was working for me because I was posting like this. But I didn't like being on social media. I hired somebody to post for me. I'm paying them $200 a month. They post on my main page. So once you start to develop like a whole team, it starts to keep it going. You got to be disciplined. You got to have a team. And the people around you, they got to know. Like, bro, you see the people that's off camera, they may not know me, but like, I live fitness.
Absolutely.
And when you live it, bro, like, you're just going to attract that to you, bro. The clients going to bring more clients. The word of mouth. Bro, it just boils down to you got to have a team and you got to be disciplined to go against, I don't feel like doing this. You got to be disciplined. Make yourself do it. And then if you don't have a job, how you going to pay your bills? So training became the way I was paying my bills. And yeah, you start to make it work. The way that the mind is, bro, if your goal is to get in that door, you're going to find a way to get in that door. You know, they say either you can or you can't. If you believe you can't, your mind gonna find ways for you not to be able to do it. If you believe you can, you start to contact, yo, do dude got a kid over there? Nah, but I may know somebody. Your mind starts to go into these, cool, I can contact him. Then you get in that door.
You find solutions.
It boils down to that.
So I may be asking the same question. So to me, it's a different question. You may give the same answer. I'm not sure. So many of us are struggling to have our purpose or our dream bring in finances. You know, like even me as a life coach, and I know part of the reason is my marketing, right? It's funny, it's interesting that you said like you don't like being on social media. Neither do I. You know what I mean? And that's no knock to anybody who follows me on social media and looks forward to my content. I appreciate you. You know, the thing is that I just have a very full life. You know, like my real life is just so full that I struggle with managing everything, you know, and while at the same time being present for my real life, you know, having 5 children, and we'll get into fatherhood and everything. So many of us are struggling with making that turnover. How were you able to make your passion into a profit?
It sounds
like what advice would you give, like, for those that's listening, like, yo, I'm an artist, or I'm a rapper, or I'm a trainer too, or I'm a real estate agent, I'm a photographer, whatever it is, you know, what advice would you give them to turn their passions into a profit?
Full-time profit nowadays with social media, that's really where it's at. You have to create a team. And when you're starting out, people don't have the money to build a team. So you have to use what you can and tap into that social media. That social media is what's going to, like for example, like for your situation, I would hire somebody to post for me, because it's just like a commercial, bro. You could be sitting there watching the movie, the McDonald's Big Mac come on, you're like, all right. That joint come on 4 times before that movie go off. Your mind is programmed to it now. You're like, dang,
I want a Big Mac.
Exactly. So if you keep your content in front of people's faces, bro, and like, don't worry about if it's the same content. I feel like that's where people get, I need different content. Listen, you could post the same smoothie, post that joint 4 times a day. It's a numbers game, bro. If you keep posting, you're going to make somebody think about your smoothie.
I definitely got caught up with that, like thinking like it has to be so different every time. And
as long as people keep seeing your face, bro, it's just like you trying to talk to a girl. Like the more you talk to a girl, the more you start to crack that shell. You know what I mean? The more you posting, bro, the more you in people's mind. Like, damn, people start that. Man, I gotta work out. You see me posting 5, bro. My person I paid was posting 10 times in my stories and 3 times on my page, and I was still posting on my page. So can you imagine somebody posting 3 to 5 times a day? You seeing my content, and just like the radio station, somebody called up. It's like, yo, why I keep playing the same old? He said, listen, you got some people that driving to work from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., then from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. So I may not have caught that wave when I played that hit song. So I'm gonna play that hit song every time so I can catch every wave.
You know what's interesting? I'm remembering you had a program. It was a fitness program working with bands.
Assistant band, the DVD program.
All right. And I didn't really I'm not saying resistant bands are not my thing, but they're just not my thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm more of a calisthenics weight thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I remember thinking like, maybe I should work out with bands. And I was thinking about, maybe I should get that DVD. And I'm not even into bands.
Exactly.
And you saying that made me realize, bro, like that's what happened to me. That's why I was thinking about working with bands, even though I'm not into bands.
Is, bro, the same reason why you could be driving and then you hear a song. I don't like the song. They play that song to tap into your subconscious mind. That's what it is. So now, even if you don't like it, now you start to like it. You start to think about it. You start to carry it. So for somebody that's out there that's trying to take it to the next level, you gotta first of all, you got to figure out what is it going to take to get you to that next level. Like what's the amount of money that you need to be able to make? And then you figure out how to make that. You break it down. My smoothies is $10 a smoothie. I know if I sell 10, it's $100. I know how much I need to make monthly. So I said, okay, cool. I need to sell this amount of training programs, this amount of smoothies, this amount of in-person training. You give yourself a plan. And now you start to break down, how can I sell these 10 smoothies? How can I sell this program? You got to do that work. Because now you take the 8 hours that you was at an actual job and you put that into what you're doing. Create a plan.
I already see a difference. Like I said, this no disrespect to any other trainer that I know. I'm already picking up the difference. Like, you are a scientist with this.
Yeah.
Like, down to the mathematical amount of how many smoothies you have to make, which, by the way, I've purchased and they're delicious.
But yeah, and that's how I knew that this was for me, because I love the research part of it. I love that part too. Like, bro, like, I love watching, like, yo, how can somebody build muscle when they 30 years old? Or how can somebody, like, I love that part of it too, just as much as I love to work out.
Perfect segue. You know, we're going to get into COVID. How can someone in their 30s and their 40s keep muscle and burn fat?
There's a lot of ways. Like, I say that there's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. Is plenty of ways, but it depends on that person's body type. You have to know the body type, so you create that plan for that body type. For me, I just turned 37, so now I'm going into that phase, which is why I just started this challenge on Instagram. It boils down to nutrition. As long as you training constantly, you keeping attention on the muscle is going to grow regardless. You don't got to lift heavy. You just got to keep that blood pumped into the muscle. It's going to keep the joints burning. I mean, so as long as you training consistently and you watching your diet, you got to understand there's certain things that you eat that expands you, and there's certain things that you eat that cause you to shrink down. If you think about the yeast, the pasta, the bread, the cakes, and all this type of stuff, when you eat that type of stuff, that's what's going to cause you to grow. It's going to cause you to expand. When you eat more things that cause you to shrink down, get shredded, the meats, bro. People like to stay away from the meat due to the plant-based. But if you're looking for that look, it works. Not saying that you have to go that route, but if you're looking, that's one way to do it.
What about those people who say, I'm eating clean, I'm doing everything right, and the stubborn fat just won't go away?
So it boils down to the science. Like, how much are you consuming as far as in calories to how much you actually burning? Some people, they may be consuming more calories than they burning. So that's one thing to look at.
So it's a numbers game also.
Exactly, because if you only burning 2,000 calories a day, but you consuming 3,000, now you win 1,000 plus. You're never going to be able to burn that fat, because that's what it's about. It's all about the calories. Like we all got the same build, but some people body fat is more than others. That's why you can't see certain guys' abs. But we all got abs. Once you bring that body fat down, the abs will reveal itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, you gotta break down to the calories. Some people like, yo, I'm only eating just 1 meal a day. I can't be like, what is that 1 meal a day? That 1 meal a day, that may be putting you in a calorie surplus.
Yeah. Calisthenics or weights?
Like in a long run, like when I'm in my 40s, 50s, if I had to choose one, I'm choosing the calisthenics.
Why?
Because you don't need anything for that. Like, I was in a cell, bro. I was getting right in a cell with push-ups, handstand push-ups, squats, pistol squats, lunges. Bro, I can show you I can show you a full program in 3 feet of space, bro. You can't do that if you need weights. So yeah, the calisthenics to me, and I know how to gain size with calisthenics. I know how to burn calisthenics, so it ain't like I need weights. So The body weight. That's how we came to this world, the body weight, bro. We came in here with nothing. So if you need weights to get right, then you lacking something.
Do you prefer splits or full body?
It's crazy you said that, bro, because about 2 months ago, I just started training full body every day. I train full body every day. And it may sound crazy to somebody who got the mindset that I used to have. I'm like, yo, you got to train chest and
Tries,
bro. What worked for me, I train full body every day. It keeps everything pumped up. And then when I do rest, everything rests. You know what I mean? And for those who may think that's crazy, break it down like this, right? How many exercises you got with chest? You could probably name thousands of them. You could break it down. The upper chest on Monday, the bottom chest on Tuesday, the center of the chest on Wednesday, the outer chest on Thursday, push-ups on Friday. I break up chest like that, back come across the whole week, shoulders come across the whole week, legs come across the whole week. So it's not like I'm still hitting upper chest, I'm hitting lower chest. So I'm able to, and I was watching this, just like I said, I like to like research stuff. So I was watching this video. I'm like, yo, like, how can I maximize my time? And the guy said, training full body. You don't got to do it 5 days a week. You could do it 3 days a week. But when you're doing it 5 days a week, that look, and that's where it all comes from with me. Like, I started working out because I like the look. Like, I want to look good, bro. I don't care nobody. Some people like, I just want to be strong. I just want to be healthy. I want to be healthy too, but I want to look like I'm healthy. Like, I want to look like I can, like, I would rather look like I can bench 500 than be able to bench 500 and don't look like it.
Definitely, yeah.
So right now, with the schedule that I have right now, the full body beats the split.
And for me too, as a 44-year-old man, I like the full body workouts, and that's mainly what I do. I break it up, but the full body is just what I notice for me is I perform better. Like, I perform better in life, day-to-day activities. Yeah. And so for me, it's just about that hybrid style type of workout.
Yeah. Same.
So I run, shadow box, lift weights, do calisthenics. I do a mixture of everything, sort of like how I eat.
Yeah.
Mixture of everything.
Yeah.
So bring us back to COVID. So COVID, you shut down your business.
COVID, yeah.
Is that how the fitness trucker was born?
Exactly.
Tell us about that journey.
Exactly. So not exactly when COVID came, but like a little bit after. Like when COVID came, that's when gyms closed down. Now it became about the parks or either Zoom training. I'm not that Zoom training type of guy. You know what I mean? I want to be in a room with you. Just like you said, you like to work out with people. The reason why, because when you work out, you release the hormones. So you start to feel good. That's right. So that's why I train with my clients too. It makes me feel good and I can read them better. Because now I'm going up, all right, cool. Because I may have it scheduled to where we doing this, but if I see your body language is reading that, then we going with that. So I didn't want to jump on to the Zoom wave, bro. I was like, and then that started to go into the park training. I was doing that, and I was doing good selling smoothies, bro. Smoothies and sea moss. I was making about $200-$300 a day selling sea moss, bro. Because at that time, sea moss price went up like crazy. Because everybody jumped on a health wave due to COVID. So that was going.
Something that I hear, don't lose your thought. Something that I hear too is you're very self-aware. Like, I don't like that. And you're not willing to, using the word sell out might be a strong word, but it's the only word that I can come up with right now. You're not willing to sell out. Like, oh, everybody's doing Zoom. That's the way to make money. All right, that's the way I'm doing it then. You're like, nah, I don't want to do it that way. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to think of something else.
Exactly.
And that's what you did.
Exactly. I was doing the smoothies, the sea moss. I already was doing the sea moss, but the sea moss became harder to get. So then I started to travel all the way out to the Bronx to get the sea moss. Then I would come back, I will make it all. I would have a whole cooler of sea moss gels right in my front seat of my car, and I would post it. I'm driving around right now. Whoever wants sea moss, hit me up. I was making $200 to $300 a day Like it was going. Then all of a sudden now you get more people doing CMOS. Things started to slow down. So I'm like, you know what? I gotta take a shift, bro. And when I took that shift, which was a risk, I purchased me a food trailer. A food trailer, bro. And I thought I was getting a deal, right? I purchased it from China. It was $5,300. I'm like, oh, I'm like, $5,300? I'm like, that ain't about nothing. That ain't about nothing. The shipping was $8,000. The shipping was $8,000. It had the port fees, it had all types of fees. Everything came up to about $20,000. And then when it got here, the bottom had got damaged, which is a known thing. But at the time, I didn't know. I had to put it in the trailer shop that was here. Spent another $4,000 for that. Now I'm down to my last $5,000. I'm like, yo. And I don't know the food trailer business. So I'm just like, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm like, all right, cool. The wheels got put on. The trailer spot telling me this. I'm going by them. So now I got to research how to get the thing going. I was down to my last $5,000. I said, you know what? Before I put this into the trailer, and I don't want to find out that it's still more money that need to go into it, I'm going to put this into CDL school. And I took my last $5,000, paid for my CDL school, and I created another plan.
Back to the plan.
The plan was I'm going to do this for about 1 year. I'm going to sacrifice a year. I'm going to do this for a year. And I'm going to finish fixing up the trailer with this income. Then I'm going to come back to a local job to where I can work on the weekends, a food trailer on the weekends, the local job. Then go right back to the training process, how this is the full-time job. Now my passion is a part-time job. Eventually, this going to turn from 2 days to 3 days, 3 days to, now this is the full-time thing, and I'm back into my full-time wave.
Genius. And wow, you literally replicated everything you've been doing since you've been in prison.
Yeah,
literally. It's working. And I remember, brother, I remember there was a time when, because you and I used to work out every Saturday.
Yeah.
And then you stopped coming and you were like, basically like, yo, True. And you were telling me like, this is my idea. I'm doing the CDL thing and this is why. Yeah. And so you were driving, I don't know what that's called. Like you weren't local.
The over the road. Over the road.
Yeah, you were over the road. And then we touched bases again. And you were like, yo, I'm local now. So literally, I'm bearing witness to your plan manifesting.
Exactly.
You were over the road. You're back local, which tells me you are getting closer to the food truck business.
The trailer is actually fixed up. The trailer is fixed up, bro.
Wow, you're a manifester, man. Congratulations, man.
Appreciate Seriously. That, man. Yeah, bro.
What has been, well, before we go there, now let's go there. What has been your biggest obstacle throughout all of this? Because, I'm saying, you're a manifester and I was there when this was just an idea and everything like that. But we want our audience to know the truth, the real. There has been obstacles.
Absolutely.
And so is there like a main obstacle for you or what is your, like the biggest obstacle for you?
The biggest obstacle, like in a whole, I have like a lot of different obstacles. The biggest obstacle, bro, and I'm gonna just keep it on it. Relationships with me, bro. Women, bro. Not that my thing is, because of the way I was raised, my mom's, bro, she's a goal-driven person. My pops was a strict person. That's how I am. So when I'm going so hard, bro, I tend to forget the emotional side of the relationships. Like, that's my biggest obstacle, bro. My masculine energy is here, bro. But that feminine energy is not there. Yo, and that's my pro and that's my con, bro.
My brother, I want you to know you're not alone. That has been the struggle in my marriage and in my past relationships. I've been called cold,
bro,
numb, and
same.
So I definitely words. Understand.
That's me, bro. That's. And I remember I was telling this one chick that I was with, my ex. I'm like, oh, like Like, I didn't grow up in a household where I seen a whole lot of like hugs and kisses. Like, when you raised in a Muslim household, those marriages are arranged. So it ain't like you meet somebody and now y'all fall in love. It's more like a business. Like, yo, I got kids. I need to get married. You need to get married. You can watch my kids while I'm working. So it ain't no real love in there until it ends up growing into love.
Now,
So
there probably are some cases. We want to just say that it's not all. But I understand your experience.
Like my situation, I didn't really see that growing up. So when I look back, I think maybe that's why, along with who my parents are. But yeah, that's my biggest struggle, being affectionate. They use the word.
I want to say this real quick, man, because there's this movement going on right now, with the attempting to make men like us soft, right? So I want to say there's nothing wrong with you. Let me just say that. Cool. There's nothing wrong with how you are. However, there's just certain things that you and I have to learn to cultivate, and so just like anywhere in any other business that's foreign to us, we have to learn, right, how to function in this. So you and I, and men like us just have to learn new skills.
Exactly. That's what it is.
So, but there's nothing wrong with us, because I feel like, especially now in this day and time, they try to make it seem like something is wrong with us. And no, my brother, I salute you for being a strong man, a very masculine man. And I want you to stay that way.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
And I do want your relationship to thrive. So develop what other skills and whatever you need to thrive in your relationship as well. And know when to turn it on and off according to the situation. But my brother, stay strong and stay solid. And I just have to say that to you.
I appreciate you. Thank you for that, man. Yeah. Thank you, because there's definitely times where I question myself. There was even times when I feel like, yo, I'm gonna be single like for the rest of my life, because I have to make it a goal to be that affectionate, like that. Like, it has to be a goal for me, because that's just like who I am, bro.
I get it. You know what I mean? Trust me, I understand. Like, I struggled with learning to hold hands with my wife while we're walking in the park. That was a struggle for me, and especially like growing up. You and I'm from Patterson, you from Newark, East Orange, we probably grew up the same way. I don't know about you. For me, that's some sucker stuff. Like, you're a sucker holding hands. So I had to rewire my thinking. Now, this is my wife. This is my queen. Nothing wrong with holding hands. And I'll knock you out at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got you. I got you, my brother. Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's important for brothers like you and I to stick together who are in committed relationships, so we can have these real conversations about stuff like that.
Yeah, that's been my biggest obstacle out of life, like out of like everything. Like, when I reflect back on every relationship, it seemed like that's the one that I can't get my hands around, like, just because it's an ongoing goal. You know what I mean? It ain't like it's the finish line. You reach that goal. Nah, it's something that I have to keep on working at, bro. I got to keep on tapping into bringing up my feminine energy. I got to keep on making that a goal to do. I just that's just who I am. I have to make that a goal.
So let's dive a little deeper to the, with your obstacle. So how do you manage, just being a devoted father? Because I know being a father is something very serious for you. And let me say this again, salute to you for, being a father to your children and being a committed one and an excellent one, teaching your children. And you grew up with both parents, which is a blessing. So I'm grateful that you didn't become like a dysfunctional, because you reared off the path, you didn't become a dysfunctional, like, father in that way, like a deadbeat dad, because I feel like that's killing our community.
Yeah, it is.
So how are you managing all of those things, learning the relationship aspect, which you said is your biggest obstacle? I definitely get it. Being a father, you're on the road, how are you doing everything?
So now I kind of have experience now. So even though I'm not there, I have experience in understanding that you crashed because you wasn't listening. So now I learned how to listen more. And that's what it boils down
learning
to.
from your mistakes.
When I was young, I'm like, man, happy wife, happy life, and whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's about what I want to.
It's funny. I have the same mentality. I hate that saying.
Yeah. So
but I get it.
I started to understand, like, yo, just listen more. That's, bro, listening more and being selfless. That right there helps me out a lot. I understand like where I crashed at. It's just like a car, bro. You see where you crashed at. Now you learn to swerve it. Mm-hmm. I'm sure I'm gonna probably crash somewhere else because I'm keep on going, but I'm gonna learn from that. You know, and as long as I don't like give up on relationships, because that was my thing. I was like, nah, because I was good in prison on my own. So if I'm going to come out here and be in a relationship, we got to be thriving.
That's right.
I'm not going to be just in a relationship and we not thriving. So I quick to cut somebody off. You know what I mean? And that's and I started realizing, yo, I'm probably be alone, like, because I can't keep doing that. Then I started to realize my patterns, like, yo, you just like, it's so easy to detach from a relationship. Meanwhile, they thinking like, yo, you ain't really love me. How you could just detach? Like, how you, like, I'm going through it, but like, what's up with you? Like, you ain't, and I really do care about them. I really do love them. But it boils down to like a list of priorities. Once we're not together, that come out the priority list. Thing that was up under you gets shifted up. Now I'm striving for that. And, you know, so, yeah, just listening and learning from my past mistakes, you know, and understanding that a lot of these women, they all got, you know what I mean? Like nobody's perfect, bro.
Right. Neither are you.
Yeah. Nobody is perfect. So if I'm going to settle down with something, I'm going to settle with somebody who I really rock with. Somebody who I really have fun with. Somebody who had my kids, not just one, but two. Somebody that had two of my kids. And then when I start to reflect back, like, yo, like, what was the real issue? And it always lead to financial stuff, bro.
They say that's the number one reason people get divorced.
Finances. So, yeah, just learning and listening more now.
Yeah, I think especially like, I don't know if a lot of us are not taught this or what. It was just straight impulse. You know, we just coming from the man's perspective, we get with women because of how they look or their body.
Yeah.
Right? She got a nice, you know what I mean? And what I learned later on, and I have an amazing wife, you know, it's about having a sort of like, you got to have like a curriculum almost, like a what I say, like, acquire, like what, like you have to know yourself, because if you know yourself, then you know who's good for you and who isn't, and then finding that person that is aligned. Not to say it's about you, mm-hmm. but finding that where you and that person both align, because you're also best for her, and then just seeing like, okay, what am I willing? Because everybody's not gonna have I mean, I say that for sure, but most times you're not gonna find 100% in a person. So then you have to know, okay, what qualities am I willing to sacrifice? You know, what's the most, like you mentioned, that priority list. So finding in that, within that person, like, what's my priority? Like for me, someone who's intelligent, who's into knowledge, who's a cultural woman, those are things that are very high priority for me. And you know, what was interesting too about that, I found later on too, that some things that I thought were low priority actually were high priority for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So then it's about, okay, I'm in this relationship now, I have children. So it's about, okay, being honest with myself and now doing the work to see how we can make everything all fit in. One thing that I will say that I've learned is that it's work, bro.
It is.
And I don't think enough of us really know how tough it is. And I'm not saying that to discourage anybody. I'm saying that to make people aware. So when you're in it, you recognize and realize that it's going to take work to have a relationship thrive. You're taking two human beings, right, and putting them in together. Like, I mean,
yeah.
But
I learned that later.
Yeah.
I learned that later.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is that you learned and you didn't give up on love.
Yeah.
So I mean, so you're in the trucking business, and you have to go to his Instagram and check out some of the workouts that he does while he's driving. So I want to get into that. A lot of the truck drivers that I know, a lot of them have the similar body. Like they're out of shape. And I get it. You're on the road, you're eating, junk, and some of it is because that's the only thing you have access to. And some of it is just because some people don't care about diet or whatever. But I remember you telling me how you would like make your route so you could end by a gym. So you actually really go out your way and put effort into keeping your health consistent and going while you're on the road. So tell us about that. Tell us about why so many truck drivers are out of shape and why you are able to keep and stay fit.
So the first question, the reason why so many truckers is out of shape, because for those who don't know, truck driving is the number one unhealthiest job. It's not natural for us to sit in that chair position for long periods of time. So if you're not the type of person that's going to get out your truck and exercise, it's easily to fall right into the unhealthy wave. The truck stops, bro, they don't have nothing healthy, bro. They don't have nothing healthy for you. They have the so-called natural cookies and stuff like that, bro. They don't have nothing healthy for you. They got fast food at every truck stop. Now, somebody that's not health conscious, that's the jackpot to them. They drive in 6 hours. They hungry. They pull into a pilot. The pilot got a Wendy's and McDonald's or Subway. They're gonna go right to it, and they're not getting their steps in. You gotta be moving. A lot of these truck driving jobs, which is called the drop and hook. For those who don't know what drop and hook is, that's where you pull up to the warehouse. You drop off the trailer, you go pick up a new trailer, you take it to the next destination. You ain't doing no moving. You driving for 10, 11 hours a day. Then you go to sleep. Back up, do it again, then go to sleep. You're not training. So
and you're in a unnatural position.
Exactly. You're in an unnatural position. So even if you wanted to train, by the time you get out that chair, your whole body feels stiff as a board. You don't want it, so you just become somebody that's just sacrificing yourself for what?
Money.
Yeah, exactly. And I knew that, so I'm like, you know what? I need a touch-free job. Touch-free job, you got to unload that freight. You ain't just dropping off the trailer. You got to unload that freight piece by piece. And I took one of the hardest trucking jobs there is, the Family Dollar account. That's one of the hardest trucking jobs ever, bro. Is very, very hard. You have to unload every box. It's not pallets. You're not dropping the pallet off. You're dropping every box off. We got the rollers. You put the rollers. You unload the rollers. It goes from my rollers to the store rollers and into the store.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, you took your plan to make money for your food truck business and also your plan to stay fit and merged them.
I had to. Can you imagine somebody who was in a gym 7 days a week just stop working out? Working out is like therapy for me. Not like, it is therapy for me. Like, I have a real hectic life, bro. Working out is the only time I get alone time. And I just was telling one of my peoples this. They was like, yo, my boy want to train with you. I'm like, yo, I don't even know your boy. First of all, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know him at all. He said, nah, but you work out. I said, listen, bro, like, right now, I'm not in that space, for one. My life is hectic. Working out is the only time I get my alone time. See, people don't understand that until they get older, how important it is to have alone time. That's therapy for me. So if I'm driving trucks, unloading, and I'm not working out, it's not going to be a good thing, bro. Like, it's not going to be like, I have to work out. That's medicine for me. It's medicine for everybody, really. So I had to create a plan where it was going to allow me to fulfill my job needs and fulfill my needs, because we ain't sacrificing my needs for your needs. So I signed up to a Planet Fitness. Now, people, they know I like to get crazy, so Planet Fitness is not really that type of gym, but I had to go with a gym that's global, bro. They're in every state. So being that I'm in most of these states, I can always in my route next to Planet Fitness. They got the free shower, they got the working out. These truck stops, they charge you $15 for a shower. So I'm like, Planet Fitness charged me $25 a month. I can get a free shower there. I can work out there, and I got free space to park my truck. Parking in the trucking industry is rough, bro. If you not finish your route by 2-3 p.m. and on your way to a truck stop, bro, you may not find parking. And according to the DOT rules, you can't drive no more than 11 hours.
What's DOT?
DOT, Department of Transportation. Yeah, Transportation. Okay. So if you get caught driving over 11 hours, that's a violation. So people try to plan a day to where they can land next to a truck stop around like 2-3, because after 3 p.m. it's tough. People be fighting for, not physically fighting, but it's rough to find parking. So I never really wanted to deal with that. So I'm like, I might as well go to Planet Fitness or Walmart. You know what I mean? Because see, people want to go to truck stops because that's where they get their showers. That's where the food is at. But if I got food in my truck, because I got a fridge in my truck and I got Planet Fitness, I don't even got to deal with them.
Yeah, you know, you're playing chess with life. Like, you're very intentional about everything you do, I see.
Bro, chess, that it starts from chess. And not to go all the way back to the prison, but that's how I stayed out of problems in prison, because I was playing chess, bro. Like, when you play chess with somebody, bro, it's not like I take a piece, you take my piece, and that's it. No. Before I take a piece, I have to think like, his bishop is over there watching my pawn. So when I take his pawn, he gonna take me. Who's gonna get the last laugh? If it's worth it, I'm gonna go for it. If not, nah. So that's how I moved in prison. I learned how to think about situations before I got to the situation. Like I never liked freestyling like just on the spot. No. So I would envision, what if I walk into my cell and I see somebody going in my cabinets? How I'm gonna move? I would think like that before it happened, so I won't have to freestyle it when it happened. Because when you freestyle, then you lose focus, and that's how you crash out. I never like to crash out, so I will always think about these things. What's going to happen if I go in the bathroom and somebody try to pop on me? How am I going to move? You know what I mean? Like, and I'm the leader to the Muslim community. I can't crash out, bro. If I crash out, the community crash out. So I gotta think. You know what I mean? I'm the thinker for the community.
And you got a son at the time that was home waiting for you.
Exactly. So I do that. I do that with life. And it's not like I'm intentionally trying to do it. It's just from doing it, it's a habit, bro. It's like things got to be calculated for me, bro. If it I can't I can freestyle, but if I got the decision to have a calculated move over a blitz chess, like I'm just moving like this, that's why I don't really like to play blitz, because blitz creates a habit of you just hurrying up and move versus you could think about that move. Because you take that same thing when now you're playing the normal game of chess. Now somebody make a move in because you got that habit of just making that move fast. I like calculated moves. Like, I like to think 5-6 moves deep. Like,
yeah,
deep.
I can see it as an observer and listening. That's how you're living life. Like, even when the trucking business, you're like, okay, I'm gonna get into trucking. All right, boom. I'm gonna have to get this type of trucking job because I still want to work out. So what can still keep me active? All right, unloading the box per box move. All right, boom. That's what I like. I can see you playing chess with your ideas.
Yeah,
and it's amazing.
Yeah, you have to. You have, especially at 37. Right. We ain't young no more. You can't just, you can't just move nowadays just to be moving. Nah, it's the same on the chessboard. You can't move just to move. Before you move, you got to think about what's going to happen when you pitch your piece. Even if you're not taking a piece, what's going to happen? Like, when my knight go to L4 or whatever, like, ain't no L, but
I know what you mean.
When I put my knight on that square, who is it threatening?
Right.
Or what's threatening him? Then you think, all right, I'm going to make that move. If it ain't worth making that move, like, we have to be like that.
So not just truckers, even people with corporate jobs or people who are driving Uber, just even like my wife, she works from home. She's mainly sitting down. A lot of us are just sitting down for most of the day, or at least 8 hours a day, right? If you don't work overtime. What suggestions, I don't know if each discipline would need its own suggestion, because obviously trucking, definitely a trucker, right? They're more limited. They're on the road. But what suggestions, what would you tell them, for a trucker that's watching, or somebody that's in their corporate cubicle or working from home in front of their desk? What would you say?
You got to realize a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. And really think about that. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. A lot of times it's the starting point that kills people. Like, I don't feel like going, I don't feel like. But once you get there, you in there. So create a plan for just to get there, right? 5-minute workouts, bro. People, like, we so used to these hour workouts, we feel like we ain't doing nothing if it's a 5-minute workout. Start with a 5-minute workout. That 5-minute workout is going to take you from 5 minutes to eventually 10 minutes. Or even if you stay at 10 minutes, bro, you're going to feel amazing, and you're doing a whole lot better than you was when you was doing 0 minutes. So just 5-minute workouts or 3-minute workouts. Start somewhere.
Yeah, and if I may add, and I'm nowhere near Ibn's level at all, but as just somebody who's been working out consistently and had a mobile job where I was sitting most of the time, I would say that you have to know yourself, right? You have to be self-aware, so prioritize stretching. So like one of the things that I do on a consistent basis to assist with combating being sitting down so much is yoga.
Yes.
Stretching, especially like your hamstrings and your lower back. So it's just knowing like what fight you're in and what's needed.
Exactly. And that's like, yeah, you kind of got to be goal driven. Like your goal, like you got to have a goal so you can create that plan.
And then and include everything that's needed in that plan, exactly. Knowing what you're about to face, exactly. And then make adjustments, because that's what you've been doing, even with COVID and all of that.
Like on my YouTube channel, The Fitness Trucker, I got videos up there showing truckers how they can exercise. Like, you don't got to do what I'm doing. I forget how many times, but I actually calculated, I believe it's 73 steps around the whole entire truck. I can't remember the calculation, but I calculated how many times you got to walk around your truck just to reach one mile. So if you don't want to train and exercise, just walk around your trailer.
You say 70? You mean 73,000?
No, feet. So we got the 53-foot trailer, then it's like 19 feet for the cab. So if you can't go to the gym, walk around your truck. You could walk around your truck as long as you get them steps in. Anywhere from 5 to 10,000 steps is optimum for people that's overweight, obese. But if you can't get that, remember, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Get yourself moving.
I love that. So what about for someone who's thinking about working out? They're just starting out and they don't know what to do, where to start, how to start. What would you say to them?
I would say start with body weight training. Start with push-ups, dips, push-ups, squats, the body weight movements. And don't get caught up in social media. Social media will deter you. You see what other people doing. A lot of times people be doing a whole lot of nothing sometimes, bro. Like, you trying to build chest, but you doing all this advanced things because they've been programmed based off what their algorithm been feeding them. So they think they got to do all that extra stuff to build chest. The foundation is always going to work. Push-ups, squats, dips, pull-ups. You don't got to do no advanced stuff and end up hurting yourself because of what you've seen. No, stick to the regular foundation. And the more you stick to that, the more your mind is going to say, all right, now it's time to branch off to this. Your body is going to let you know when it's time to branch off into doing different things. So don't get caught up on social media. Stick with the regular foundation, push-ups. Give yourself a goal. It could be 100 push-ups a day, or if you can't do that, 50 push-ups a day. Start with that. Incorporate squats. body weight squats. YouTube and learn how to actually do the push-up properly, how to do squats properly, and just start there. The more you start to get strong, you could branch off into weights, but the body weight training, that's where you start.
A common excuse that people have is, I don't have the time. What would you say to that?
Same thing I just said. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing. Because most of my clients, that's how they was. Like, yo, I don't got time. Or like, start with a 5-minute workout. That's why I started creating 5-minute workout videos, showing people how to do a full body workout with 5 minutes. Because it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. If you stay in high intensity throughout 5 minutes, bro, and I got that from CrossFit. CrossFit workouts be short, 20 minutes. And I learned like, yo, I feel like I just did 2 hours. Because it ain't what you do, it's how you doing it. So start with 5-minute workouts. Keep yourself consistent on 5-minute workouts. If you can't, you got 5 minutes. If you ain't got 5 minutes, it's another problem.
Some adjustments have to be made.
Yeah.
So as we start to land a plane, as I like to say, so I noticed you mentioned a book, you referenced a book, and you mentioned reading while you were in prison. Do you have a favorite book? And if so, what is that book and why?
Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, bro. That's my favorite book. And the reason why, because my sister, she sent me that book when I was in prison. And it was chapter 4, the auto-suggesting chapter, which helped me really strengthen myself mentally, bro, because that chapter breaks down how to really train your subconscious mind. And I remember I wrote down the goal when I was in prison. My goal was to clean and press 225. You got to write it on a piece of paper. You got to put a date on that paper and read it to yourself every morning and every night. Now, you can't just read it. No, you got to read it and visualize yourself reaching that goal. By June 8th, I'm a clean and press 225. The more you envision it, the more you can see it. The more you can see it, the more your confidence go up. That's why I say confidence. When your confidence is up, your approach is different. If you know you about to go in a room and you about to kill a speech, your confidence is up. But if your confidence is not up, you walk in that room differently. So that chapter 4, the auto-suggestion on Think and Grow Rich, it was that, bro. And when that date came, bro, I walked up to 225 like I pictured it in my mind and cleaned it, threw it over my head and dropped it, bro. It was a wrap from there, bro. I'm like, yo, I can use this for every goal, bro. And that's what it was, bro. I'm like, yo, we can really train out, because I didn't know these things, bro. People don't know these things, bro. People just go with life. People just existing. You got control over your life. You got control over your mind. You got to know how to reprogram your mind. And that was that chapter, bro. There's like all of the chapters in there is dope, bro. Like they all dope. The sexual transmutation chapter, that as well.
Heavy.
Bruh. But that auto suggestion, bro, man, bro, that is exactly the chapter that helped change me, bro. It was that chapter, bro. That book, bro, is powerful, bro. It's so powerful, man. I encourage everybody to read that book. Even if you just listening to it. Get that book in you. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. One of my favorite books as well. Reflecting on life, how would you like to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as somebody that did not settle for what our oppressors want us to settle for. Like somebody that's just ambitious, bro. For anybody that know me, they know like if today was my last day, that man ambitious, bro. Like that's what you gotta remember me as. Like I put that out there. You know what I mean? Like that's what I stand on. Like I'm gonna keep leveling up. I'm gonna keep leveling. I don't care where I'm at. Like from where I came from and to where I'm at right now. Ambition, bro. Like that man ambitious. That's what it is, bro.
Before I ask you this last question, tell the people how they can find you.
On Instagram, my name is The Real Beneficial. On YouTube, The Fitness Trucker. Or you can even reach me on my email. It's muhammadAsim.im@gmail.com. That's muhammadAsim.im@gmail.com. Shoot me an email. I don't just rock social media. If you feel like I shoot me an email, send me an email.
What is the secret to success?
The secret to success, for those that's been listening, they heard it plenty of times. But I'm gonna answer it again, bro. Sacrificing, understanding sacrificing, and discipline, and being God-fearing, bro. I feel like those three, I mean, of course, those three can trickle down, but being God-fearing, that's going to keep you in certain lines. That's just going to exclude so many things that can keep you from not reaching success.
You know, brother Asim ibn Muhammad, I really appreciate you, brother. I appreciate the work you have done in the community. One of the things that our community is battling with is obesity and what I call self-suicide, not taking care of themselves, putting junk in their body, not moving. And you have chosen as your mission and purpose to inspire others and lead by example. So just know, as like seriously, as someone who shares this planet with you, who shares this life with you, I really appreciate you taking that on, my brother. I myself have family members who suffer from obesity and high blood pressure and all types of things. So thank you for that. And I just want to say thank you for being the type of man that you are, a strong man. Stay like that. And I appreciate your time and energy.
Thank you. I appreciate you for letting me know. That gives me more thrive and more ambition. And I give all praise to the Most High, because that's where it actually comes from. You know what I mean? So
beautiful. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Share, subscribe. Let's get it.
Let's get it, man.